bicep at the swivel. Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm taking a look at the Medicom MAFEX Batman vs Superman. Batman and Superman. To tell you the truth, I don't even remember pre-ordering these. I think way back when these were solicited, I jumped on them thinking, need a Batman and Superman, these look cool. But since then, not a huge fan of the movie. It's okay. I mean, I don't hate it. And my experience with MAFEX since then has been a little sketchy, with the C-3PO falling apart. But some of the stories I've heard of other MAFEX figures just has me kind of scared to open these up. But I'm going to, because I gotta find out. I have to know for myself. Standard window box here. Batman comes with a lot of accessories. It's kind of overwhelming how much he comes with. On the side you get pretty pictures. On the back, again, more pictures. So I'm going to get these out of the package and we'll see how they hold up. And there we go, out of the package. And it's a mixed bag. For Medicom to call these MAFEX, which is something like Miracle action figure or something like that, it really comes down to it's a miracle if Superman can even stand. I hate it when I come across a figure that absolutely pisses me off. I can't help it. This thing is a fiddly mess. But then turn around and then there's Batman. I kind of like Batman. It's a miracle that I like a character with a cloth cape. And just like Superman and Batman, these are night and day. And I have to go with night on this one. It's just infuriating on one side. And then on the other side, I'm happy. I like the figure. But I'm going to go over the good first. Just because I've been messing with that Superman for way too long. I hate that thing. The Batman is a nice, clean sculpt. It's detailed all over. I like this movie costume. I liked Affleck as Batman. The figure itself, nicely articulated. Pretty good range of movement all the way around. It stands pretty good. Now, I did have a problem with the waist joint whenever I got it open. It was stuck over, cocked to the side like this, and then in the package they had the torso like this. It kind of kicked that way and then up. And the bottom was really, really tight, so it finally loosened up, and it's still tight, but it moves, and I'm good with that. The other problem I had was the bottom part of his cowl. Out of the package, you could see on the left side, it had, I don't know if it was packed that way, or if it was heat, or if they're all like that. It was warped down underneath the neck. I just popped the head, then I popped the neck, shot some heat to it, kind of got it back into shape and got the neck in there before it tried to warp back down. Right now, the neck is actually holding this piece from warping back under. Articulation, there's a ball at the top and the bottom of the neck. So you get a pretty good range of movement side to side. Pretty good up, pretty good down. There's a ball joint in the shoulder, so you kind of get around, then it swivels up and down. Inside the shoulder, there's a hinge and swivel, and it only hinges out that far. Not great. Swivel at the bicep, double elbow, comes up to there. And I like how this elbow doesn't break the sculpt whenever it's bent. There's a ball at the wrist with a swivel up and then a swivel down, so you can set it to go side to side or up and down, whichever way you want, and then it swivels. There's a ball joint in the torso and then in the waist, so you can crunch over, move it back, good movement sideways, good movement sideways. The hips swing down so you can get more range of movement, forward, out, all the way really, and then back, kick that back up in there, and then there's a swivel at the hip. Double knees come back pretty much all the way, and again, the sculpt doesn't break whenever you bend the knee. There's a swivel at the ankle, and then a hinge, you get back that far, forward that far, then a toe joint gets to about right there. And for the most part, all the joints are tight on this figure. There may be a little bit, but he can stand. And going over the cape, looks a little bit flat here. For some reason, it's bunched more on the left than the right, but there's a wire running down the top right here, so you can bend it to fly out. I like the wire there. It helps it hold down. Or if you want it just in a neutral position, you just push down and there you go. But then we get to this piece of shit. And I don't mean to hate on it. I mean, it looks good. There's texture all over. The sheen on it is nice. It's nice and shiny, not armor-like. But if we're talking figure-wise, the joints are there. They will get under your skin. First of all, I cannot get this shoulder to move on the inside mechanism of the shoulder. Here you have this. It swings out on the inside joint. Here, I can't get it to move at all. I've put some force to it. I've put some heat to it. At this point, if I put any more muscle into it, it's going to break off. But the ball in there has more range of movement than Batman does. So you can get around and you can get kind of down. So you can kind of fake it, but it just bugs me. I want it to move. And then, as you can see right here, the bicep swivel, there's a gap. And you can see the peg inside. This side's fine, nice and flush to the ball. This side, not so much. And then we get to the knees. The knees were kind of paint stuck. It didn't take a lot of force to free them up though. When I did, it's not super floppy, but it's loose. He kind of buckles under his own weight. On top of that, when you shift this hip down, it gets loose. Again, just this figure. That doesn't happen on the Batman. And finally, while I'm gropping, I'm not even going to wait until after articulation. They didn't put the wire here. They put the wire in the bottom. So you got to kind of, I don't know, do your own folding with it. And it's a pain in the ass to get flat. Because there's no wire here, it just wants to fly up on the shoulders. So it doesn't even look good there. Going over the articulation, it's pretty much the same as Batman. But they did make a cut out of the neck a little bit where he can look up really well, which works for Superman. But the ball in the bottom of the neck is very loose. It just pops right out, no problem. Ball at the top and bottom of the neck, good range of movement. Like I said, up, down. Superman has more range of movement in the ball, in the shoulder, so he can come down and up really far, and then back and forth. And he also gets more range up whenever, you know, the joint actually functions. Swivel at the bicep, double elbow gets about right there. All with two swivels on the wrist. All at the top of the torso and then at the waist. He doesn't get forward very far though. Gets back really good. Then the side, Hips drop down, get to about right there. Back, and again. Swivel in the hip, double knee, swivel here. Hinge back about that far, hinge forward. And the toe joint comes all the way up. Now, for accessories, Batman, again, blows Superman away. He comes with two fists, and then he has two fists that have the thumb sticking up. But this is for the battering accessory. He comes with two open hands. They're kind of just splayed out. He has a set of hands with kind of, vote for me, peace, man. Batman isn't about peace, but after a while I figured out these were for another accessory. And then he comes with four gripping hands. I don't see a lot of difference between the four of them. I just know that the grappling gun fits one set better than the other. Then he comes with the batarang. You can have that in the peace sign hand, or like I said, it works in the thumb up fist. He comes with the grappling gun. It has a little extra detail on the side. He comes with the rifle. I can't remember what that does. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, okay? Give me a break. Works really well in the peace sign hands. Then he comes with this tube. Again, I don't remember. It's some kind of bomb, some kind of something. Flip around to Superman, you get extra hands. Right out of the package, he comes with fists, and he has really far splayed out hands, and then he has more relaxed splayed out hands, I guess, just hanging out. And then he comes with an extra head. There's not a lot of difference between it and the regular head. It kind of looks more angry, but the biggest difference is he has wide eyes. I'm not sure if that's supposed to simulate heat vision, and that's where it comes into another problem that I had. When I put this head on that neck, when I pulled it off, the ball came out inside the head. I had to get some pliers and pull that back out. That also comes back down to this wrist. It swivels inside the sleeve, but it sticks out further than the other side. The ball isn't as hidden, it's just out there. So I don't really like that wrist. And it doesn't go any further up in there. The pins for the hands just work with friction. There's no mushroom to the peg, and they feel brittle. Some of Batman's hands, and then a couple of Superman's hands, are a pain to get on. And then they both come with a stand, which is a good thing because the only way I'm going to display this Superman is if he is flying. Here's Batman with my standard Marvel Legends Black Panther. He's a little bit taller, but at the same time, it fits really well. So at the end of the day, I've already got most of my gripes out of the way, so I'm not going to get into all of them. But like I said earlier, night and day here. The Superman figure will go on my shelf, but he's going to stay up on the stand. He's got to be flying. And then Batman's definitely going on the shelf. It's a nice action figure. And that's what kind of gets me, because these were manufactured at the same time from the same company. I'm assuming the same factory, but the differences between the joints blows my mind. And everybody's may not be the same. Somebody else's Superman may be better than their Batman. I feel like with Mafex, it's just a crapshoot of what you get. And at the very least, these didn't break on me. I don't know if that's a good measuring stick to go by. Well, the toys didn't break on me, so I'm happy. I'm not happy. Superman is a mess. It looks fine once you get him somewhere simulating some kind of pose. Getting him in that pose, ooh, you just want to punch something. But then Batman, just a joy. Yeah, the cape kind of throws him off balance every now and then, but the way that the Wire is and the way he is, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Jekyll and Hyde, night and day. Superman and Batman, just kind of weird. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. I want to think that this was an action feature, that you can split it all apart. Are they going to give us a Chewbacca later to carry around a pieced out C-3PO? You can also pull his torso apart. It's just a ball going into a socket. And it almost makes me think this comes out too, but I haven't been able to pull this out. Well, there you go.